So it's time for another Lexus update. This time I wanted to go drag racing before the end of the season. So first thing I needed was gears. I found some 370s out of a 95 4Runner, still in the third member. So picked that up and then dropped my diff out. Found an install kit locally, so managed to get everything together and all installed back in the car on race day. I pulled my diff out and got the gears the night before the race, so got a decent enough pattern just with used gears and not wanting to fuck with it too much, and basically just put it together, did some pulls before I loaded on the trailer and made sure it was all going to be good. So that's just me making sure it's pulling okay before loading it up on the trailer for a 3-hour tow. So obviously traction limited, but it seemed to run pretty good. So now this kind of goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyways. This is not a dig race car. I'm just kind of having fun with it, and all I cared about was trap speed, to be honest. I was lifting for the 1-2 shift. I'm pulling timing just to get it to stall up to what it can, which is about 2,400 and a pound of boost. So it still leaves like a turd. I'm having to lift for the 1-2, so it is what it is there. Gotta love the flyby at the end from my dad. It was cool to be able to run with him for this as well. So what happened there, I forgot to update my gear ratio in the tune, and where that's going to mess with you is boost by gear and all your targets versus actuals. So prime example of why you don't do mods the last minute, the day of the race. So that's what I did there. I threw in gears and then hit the track. So everything went fine until I grabbed fourth. Has the gear indicator on the third graph down. You can see it gets into fifth, and then it thinks it's in fifth, and then it's way off on boost target. Everything just kind of went haywire, so it just gave me a protection shutdown. So yeah, I mean, it ran up to 95 miles an hour in the 8th, so it was on a decent pass up until then. Yeah, sometimes the devil's in the details, so update gear ratio in your tune, folks. That's a prime example why. So I got to at least run it out the full track this time. Definitely wasn't where it was supposed to be. As you can see, I was running a little bit of ethanol. I did that just kind of as an extra safety blanket for when I'm pushing it. I did not want a repeat of a ringland failure again. So now sometimes when you do something that you think is going to help you out, it can actually screw you, and that's an example there. As you can see in my VE table, if you're an experienced tuner, you would see I am out of fuel system. It's not injector. The injectors are at 80% duty cycle, but fuel pressure is definitely dropping somewhere because I'm having to add a good amount of VE above about the 220 kPa mark. So that's me trying to play it safe and make things more complicated for myself on race day is what that was. So boost, I was trying to do closed loop. We didn't get many runs at all. This was a 2-day race, and I think we only got about 4 passes between those 2 days. They had 2 events to run, and they skipped test and tune a lot. We were just low on the totem pole, so boost kind of went up, went down, went up. It wasn't stable like it was supposed to be, and this was my only pass I was able to run through 4th gear because it took me the whole first day to realize I didn't update my gear ratio. So it did a pass, but definitely not what I was hoping for. Same pass, just a different angle there. It kind of shows how I'm using the e-brake light as a rev limiter so it's not shifting under power. There's our time slip. That's the best trap I could get this weekend. Oh well. After that, it was head back home, do my regular thing of burnouts and joyrides, and enjoy the car some more.
Why are you smiling?
I've fought countless times, yet I've never met an adversary who could offer me what we Spartans call a beautiful death. I can only hope, with all the world's warriors gathered against us, there might be one down there who's up to the task.
And not even a week after the drag races, my transmission had finally had enough. I was just doing a regular third gear pull at about 545 horsepower, and it pushed the front pump seal out. I didn't know at the time. I was just driving to my buddy's house, but it left a trail of destruction the entire way. So it is what it is, but I've always planned on manual swapping this car, so now it's time to manual swap it, and the progression continues. I'm not disappointed. It's just keeps on moving forward, so thanks for watching.